just leaving the trails. And this week was a really good week. We started on we got a new client, acquired a new client, I guess the week before last, and we started working with them this week. It is a large restaurant group throughout the DMV, throughout the United States, even overseas. They have a couple locations. Lots of, like, I think it's like 6 or 7 different brands. We're working with 2. I'm sure we'll get the whole group. I'm quite sure. But you know, it just never ceases to amaze me, the customer bus. You know, this group has they're doing nothing. And meeting with one of the older owners, he said, the food's good. We used to have line this, and in COVID killed another business of mine. So I understand it. Like, we spent all our money on finishing up the place, and then operations staying afloat for a year. Some change while we were closed because of COVID. So when it came time to opening, we just didn't. It just was all messed up. COVID, right? We're a victim of COVID. But I don't think that's the case with this customer. The product is phenomenal. I eat at one of their restaurants once a week because of it's simple food, and one of the places, and it's just convenient, and it's I get vegetables, so it's like I call it healthy, but it's probably not that healthy. But anyway, did not even know that the 2 brands were even related, to be honest with you. So I say all that to say, like I don't think COVID was the case as to why they haven't been as successful as they'd like to be. They have a good crowd coming in, but they're thinking of when they first opened, and and now. So I'm sure when they opened, they probably had this big, large $8,000 to $10,000 budget where they were spending to just before they opened, and it was probably recommended by the franchisor that they do that, and I'm sure they did it. And it's the buzz, it's the buzz of when they first opened. And so what a lot of businesses miss is I think they stopped doing what they did to be successful when they opened, and thinking that word of mouth is going to carry them. Word of mouth is great, and everybody gets referrals. But the stat is, and I'm going to say this wrong, don't quote me on it, but the statistic is something like, for every customer you satisfy, they'll tell one person, right? But for every customer you don't satisfy, they'll tell 8 people how bad your service is, right? So again, a lot of businesses referral. Listen, we get referrals all the time. I got referrals that we had an actual physical location or retail space over 10,000 square feet, and we got referrals all the time, right? Like a ton, and the people would come in and then they come back like it was like the next week. So I get it, but we still had to market. We still had to market that business. We still spent a good, $2,000 a month, $500 a week on marketing and brand, with a great brand, with everything about it. It was a good business. We just had to do that. We had a great service, everything like that. So I guess what I'm saying is, I'm speaking from experience when I kind of went off there, but you have to continue to do it. You never, with marketing and advertising, and they are different, right? Advertising is a part of marketing, but you have to. You never stop. That is a cost of doing business. It's almost like if you own a building and you have to pay rent or pay your mortgage, or if you're leasing a building, you have to pay rent. It is a marketing, advertising is a set part of your budget. It's the cost of doing business. It's a line item that should be there every week, every month. It should not stop. It's just one of those things you have to do. And so when you mix awesome marketing, you take a great product. This company has, the food is delicious. It is. And I have to tell them no, because they're not going to make me fat eating there all the time, right? But you have a great product, and then you have, you do some marketing, or as much marketing as you need to. So whatever you think you need to do a little bit more, right? I just wholeheartedly believe that a lot of businesses just are missing the mark. You have this large budget from when you open to market the business, the initial marketing. You don't let your foot off the gas. You stay doing stuff. You may not do as much as you do to get the name out there at the beginning, because you probably, hopefully, will not need to. But you're going to do a fourth, maybe a third or half or something. You got to figure that out. I think also the number is, what did they say? 8%. 8% of your gross. 8% of your gross is what you should try to put back into marketing, and stop looking at it as a bill. It is a cost of doing business. It is a cost of doing business. Yeah, and you get to write some of it off, and so you just have to do it, and you will not survive without it. So that's my little spiel. I don't even think I got to what I really wanted to say about working with this group. We've had something special happen in our area, which kind of it sucks, and I watched it unfold. There's a local restaurant in our neighborhood that has really, really good food. It's very similar to the food that we of one of the brands we're representing now, that we help market now. Very similar menu, but a little different, right? The menu of the company that we work with now, it's just a little different. So anyway, the point is this, is that, I never saw an ad. We're right around the corner. I never saw a brochure. I never saw a flyer. I never saw anything. And they are closing, or they may have closed already, and it sucks because it was 4 blocks from my house. We hadn't been there in a while, but only because we ate it so much during COVID, because it was like 3 blocks away, that we really hadn't been back. But I wish we had, right? So, and I wonder how many businesses, or how many customers, how many households went there during COVID because they had outdoor seating, like a large deck for seating outdoors. It was close. You could run in there, grab it, and then take it back to your house, or sit outside, when it was weather permitted. And how many people in the neighborhood just had it so much during COVID that didn't go back like us, and it had nothing to do with them. We just had it a lot. And so from that perspective, myself and whoever else in the area are customers who loved them, loved the food, supported them, but we just had it so much we stopped. So what did they do to replace us? Did they what were they doing to replace us? And so, look at it. When you look at marketing, sometimes you have to look at how often is it before someone's going to use your service again. If you have an air conditioning company and you do air conditioning heating, hopefully they don't need you more than twice a year, right? If you're doing your job right, and maybe twice a year, and then once in for maintenance, right? If you're a tire shop, someone comes in and buys new tires, they're not coming in again for a while, right? They're not going to come again for a while. If they buy a set of 4 new tires, let's say have another car, or let's say come in for a repair, maybe do alignments or something like that. But they're not coming in for a while. So if I could say anything on this, stop looking at marketing and advertising as a bill. Look at it as a cost of doing business, the same as paying rent, the same as paying a mortgage if you own the building or your retail space or whatever. You work from home, you have a home office. You're paying something unless you pay it off. And so look at it like that, and look at it as also, you are replacing customers who just use you. And so, if you're doing it right, lifetime customer value, look at, how long how many times a year a customer is going to use you, or how often they're going to use you, how much they spend when they do use your average sale, average ticket size, and then how many times, the repeat customers, how often they're going to use their service. And then you can kind of gauge. So if someone comes in, they're only going to use your service once every year, once every 6 months, then, what are you doing to replace that customer until the next time they need you? And, so that's just, one way of looking at marketing and advertising, or maybe 2 or 3 ways of looking at it. So that's about it. So, continue to follow us, give us likes or whatever the case may be. We'll try to do this at least once or twice a week to just to pick our brains on what we're seeing out in the market, from our perspective, an analysis, of clients and the problems that we see and the problems they have and how we solved it. But that's it, man. If you have any questions, please reach out to us directly at send us a note at Baseline ROI or at, here at Damion Knows Marketing. Later.